Today we're doing another one of our open box reviews for our Tree Hugger Baby blog. Today we're going to be doing a skincare line for babies from Bambo Nature. So without further ado, here we go. Let's see how they stand up to our critical testing. Fair warning, we're going to have a little chemistry lesson here. Kid scissors, always in handy. Okay. So here we have our skincare line for babies, as well as some diaper wipes. So if you're one of those who walked out of chemistry class, we're going to break this down. It's going to be good, all right? If chemistry wasn't your forte and wasn't for fun, and you look at the back of ingredients and you just shrug, we're going to help you figure out what all of this means, all right? So the first one we're going to talk about is the Bambo Nature Bath Buddy Hair and Body Wash. So we love Bambo Nature. I mean, they create this whole line. It's vegan, it's dermatology tested, it doesn't have parabens and synthetic chemicals. But you know, there's always a little good and bad to everything. So let's go through the ingredients. So number one, water. We know what that is. Aloe. You guys all probably know aloe vera by now. It's good for you. It's a plant. Maybe you have some in your house. The next one is sodium Coco-Sulfate. So if you've ever heard of sodium lauryl sulfate in the past, you've heard like that's a big no-no lately in the skincare and shampoo and conditioner world because it can cause all kinds of skin irritants. It's just not good for us. This is kind of the natural replacement for it, and the real difference is they're made pretty similar, except that sodium lauryl sulfate has a smaller molecular mass, which means it can penetrate the skin layers. The sodium Coco-Sulfate, on the other hand, has a greater molecular mass, so it does not penetrate the skin, which has less skin irritation. So that's good. Next is Coco-Glucoside. What? Don't worry, it's natural. It's like a mild cleansing agent, and it's just a mixture of fatty alcohols from coconut and glucose. It also helps to keep the oil and waters together. Emulsification. Next we have glycerin, which comes from organic farming. So you don't have to worry about that. That's just a humectant. It means that it's going to attract and seal in the water, and it comes from plant oils. We have sodium chloride, which maybe you've heard of. Salt, yes, that's not a problem. We got that. Now citric acid and sodium benzoate are both natural preservatives that they use, and both of them are fine on their own. There is research, however, this is the downside, that when they're both present, it's possible that it can create benzene, which is a cancer-causing agent, a known cancer-causing chemical, and it's associated with blood cancers like leukemia. Now, the research kind of goes both ways. When you dive into the great big world of Google on this, on having both of them and how they will react with each other. So, cautionary. That's as best as I can tell you. It's cautionary at this point that it can create benzene, but only under certain conditions. It needs to have like a metallic presence of ions available, as well as it needs to have the pH super low, which would then be making it acidic in order to create benzene. So not likely to be a problem, but give you fair warning, right? So let's see what this is like. It has, open it up. So remember, this is our Bath Buddy hair wash and gel. It's clear, like I said, right? No dyes, no parabens. Nice and slippery. I'd use it. It smells clean. It doesn't really smell like much of anything. It could be, kind of reminds me of the smell of aloe vera, you know? Nothing, but maybe a slight smell. So it makes sense since aloe vera is the second ingredient listed. All right, on to the next one. Okay, our next item we have is the Snuggle Time Body Lotion. Also, again, all these are organic products. We love that they have many certifications here. Here, the Asthma and Allergy of Denmark. This product's made in Denmark. As well as the EcoCert Organic Cosmetics, proving that all the main ingredients that they've used are certified organic. As well as the Nordic Eco label. So these guys have really done their due diligence in making sure that they can be an honest and trusted company. So let's go and check out the ingredient list again. More chemistry. Here we go. So number 1, water again. Second, aloe vera. Simple. The next one, Coco-Sulfate oil. What's that? It's coconut oil. Just the Latin word for it. Okay, next one. Butyrospirmum parkii. What is that? Shea butter. It's got these long names, but in the end, it's just shea butter. We have canola oil, no problems there. We have glycerin, which comes from organic farming. So again, no problem there. The next one that we have is Coco-Glucoside. So what I know about Coco-Glucoside is that it's formed by the condensation of cetyl alcohol with glucose. So it's naturally derived from coconut and it just acts as an emulsifier in it. No problem there. We have cetyl alcohol and as well as stearyl alcohol. Now those two things they're just fatty alcohols, and they're definitely better than ethyl alcohols to use because most of the ethyl alcohols really act as a skin irritant, whereas these will not. And it's just derived from natural oils and fats. So simple. We got that. Next is tocopherol, vitamin E oil, right? It's got a strange name. Doesn't seem like it would be called vitamin E, but it is. Next one we have is sodium stearoyl glutamate. Now that one is just natural amino acids. They're plant derived and they have actually a very similar pH to our skin, so that makes it very easy for our skin to absorb and use. And after that we have xanthan gum, which is just a sugar base. It's like a thickener for our body lotion. And then we have citric acid and sodium benzoate again, just like we did before. So again, on their own, each one is fine to use. They're both natural as a preservative, but then when they come together, there is the risk that it could cause benzene would be the byproduct, which is cancer causing. So let's go ahead and see what this lotion's all about. So nice consistency there. I got it on my nose. It doesn't really have a smell, which is good, right? We want our baby products to be fragrance free. We don't need to add any of that extra fluff. Your baby already smells delicious. Awesome, right? Okay, on to the next product. Okay, the next product from Bambo Nature is their Love Balm. So it's a nice soothing cream that you can use instead of the lotion. So again, it comes with all the same certifications. It's awesome. You can see their ingredients listed here on the back. So we'll go through. They're a little bit different, this one. So number 1, of course, still is water. And then the second one they have is caprylic triglyceride, which is just coconut oil and glycerin. So they're fatty acids, which helps replenish the skin surface. No problem there. Then we have aloe leaf extract. You guys know that is by now. Coco-Sulfate oil, coconut oil, simple. Okay, this next one for you is going to really sound like a chemistry class. Polyglycerol 2 dipholyhydroxystearate. It sounds terrifying, isn't it? Don't worry, it's not. I did some research on that one, and it's just a skin nourishing emulsifier. It comes from plant oils, and they're naturally occurring fatty acids. So even though it sounds kind of crazy, like you're rubbing straight chemicals on your skin, well, everything's chemistry. So don't worry about this one. We have tapioca starch. You can probably find that in your own kitchen. That's not a problem. Prunus armeniaca kernel oil. Any guesses? Apricot oil. Simple. We have polyglycerol 3 diacetyl. Okay, so that one again, I was like, I don't know what this is. I haven't heard of this one before. So that one is just vegetable derived, 100%. So it sounds crazy, but it's fine. Then we have hydrogenated castor oil. Now you're probably familiar with castor oil since you have a baby. And hydrogenated just means that they change its composition to make it so it's waxy for the benefit of it being a balm. Now, that's fine to do. We're not taking it internally anyway. And then we have the magnesium sulfate. You've probably heard of that before. It doesn't sound so scary. And usually it's found in bath salt, so it really helps absorb toxins out of your skin. But it does show, there are some studies that have been showing that it can cause reproductive toxicity from exposure of high concentrations. So are you using this in high concentrations? Likely not. Maybe if you're the manufacturer of sodium phosphate, it would be dangerous for you, but for this use of it being a balm, I'd say it's okay. And then we also have lactic acid, which again is just from fruit, milk, veggies, or plants. You've probably heard of like lactic acid buildup in your muscles. It's naturally occurring. And the last one is sodium benzoate. So again, it's one of our preservatives, and this time it does not have citric acid in the mix as well, so it's perfectly fine to use. That's what we have for our Love Balm. Let's go ahead and open it up. Alright, already you can see it's definitely thicker than the lotion. Definitely intended for, you know, baby's diaper rash, baby's bottom, or some parts that are super dry. Maybe you'll be stealing this one from your baby. Again, no smell, just kind of pleasant. It might take a little while to rub in. It definitely has a little bit of a white sheen, but it rubs in pretty fast. Definitely is a humectant, so it's gonna lock in that moisture for you. The balm even more so than the lotion. Voila! Alright, so the Splish Splash Bath Oil. So you can just add a little bit of this to the bath before you put your baby in, or you can take a little bit in your hands and rub them down after the bath for some soft skin. So let's find out what the ingredients are. Number one, caprylic triglyceride. Okay, we talked about that one in the last one. It comes from coconut oil and glycerin. They're fatty acids to replenish the skin surface. The next one we have is olive oil, which is just vegetable oil. We have Brassica campestre seed oil, which is rapeseed seed oil. And then Brassica napus seed oil, which again, it's just a different form of rapeseed. We have Prunus armeniaca, which is apricot kernel oil. And then tocopherol, which is vitamin E. Simple, right? Nothing bad in there at all. I have nothing to say negative, sideways, or any other way. So it has this fun little squirter on it. So let's check it out. Ooh, super oily. But that's good. You dabble, do you? All right. I think I put on 4 squirts, and that was too much for my 2 hands. Okay, and the last thing we're gonna do a review on is our Bambo Nature diaper wipes here. So everybody does diapers. You're gonna need diaper wipes. So we want these little guys to be healthy. So they say they're eco-friendly, dermatologist tested. Good, good, good. Alright, so let's see what the ingredients are on these. Number 1, water. You all know what that is by now. Glycerin, right? We have no problem with that. And then sodium lauryl 11. So with the thing with the sodium lauryl 11, sodium lauryl 11 carboxylate, it goes even longer. It's a big chemical compound. It is it's just a natural replacement instead of using sodium lauryl sulfate, which we know was already bad. So it's instead of. However, since it has to use, being a laureth with the ETH at the end, means that it has to use an ethylene oxide, which then it does reduce the possibility of skin irritation. However, it produces a byproduct of 1,4-dioxane, which is cancerous, and the problem is that its production can get into groundwater contamination. So as a byproduct, it itself is a fine ingredient. The byproduct of the ingredient is not so good. So positives and negatives, right? Then we have laureth number 10, and that's just polyethylene glycol ether. Pretty simple. Sodium benzoate, we've talked about that one before. You know, it's a natural thing. It's present in low levels in many natural foods that you're going to come in contact with, so naturally forming. We have lactic acid. The only thing with lactic acid, I guess, on a skincare product is that it can add to your risk of a sunburn, but likely your little baby's rump is not going to be out in the full-on sun enough to get a sunburn, so I'm assuming your baby's clothes. This is not a problem. Then we have glycereth 17 cocoate, which is the ester of coconut acid and polyethylene glycol ether. It's hard to find anything really about this one, but it's from what I can read of all of the safety data sheets, that it's not suspected of causing it being a toxin or causing any harm or any potential harm. So it's good. We have potassium sorbate, which is a concern for being a skin toxin or an allergen. They have to put it in there for shelf life of the product. However, it can, especially if you had a potassium allergy, there's more likely that it could be a skin irritant. It's minor, the chances of it, but I'll just let you know it's a possibility. The last thing we have here is allantoin, which is just used as a moisturizer here, and there's a really low instance of any side effects found. It's a compound that you find naturally in plants and animals, so no problem here. This is what we have. So the only one kind of is an irritant is the sodium laureth to, with the 11, the carboxylates, and then the potassium sorbate potential. But really, I wouldn't worry about these guys. Everything else, they are dermatologist tested. It's a nice vegan line, fragrance-free, dye-free, paraben-free. You can see it's a nice stretch to the cloth. They don't break easy. Soft. Some good moisture in there. Smells nice. I'm not sure what it is I'm smelling, but it smells good. It's not really a fragrance, it's just very fresh. I would even use it on my face. Nice. Alright guys, I hope you found this Chemistry 101 interesting and fascinating and somewhat helpful. So here's our, again, Bambo Nature, their product line for their skincare for babies, as well as their little diaper wipes. And you can check out our past review we did with them for their diapers to see. It's a really great company. We're really happy to have received their products. They're doing really good things in the world. So for now, signing out. Tune in next time for our next product review. We're always making sure that we're giving you guys all of the information and kind of demystifying the natural world out there, because it's very easy to do greenwashing on your labels and make everything seem natural and organic, and we are going to pry open those curtains to see right through and see how these companies are really faring. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.